What's up, guys? It's Lumos Theramax here with the next Villain High Council for the next week in August. Pretty much its last major week. I have got quite the cast of villains with me today, and I am super excited to have them kind of here hanging out with me. And I'm going to run off pretty much everybody individually, and we'll start off with Arizen.
Hello, I am Arizen.
And what do you mainly cover on your channel?
Yeah, I cover. I don't really cover any specific topic. I just kind of go with the flow. I do what I feel like.
Just kind of scale out a little bit of everything. All right. And after that, we have Boost. He's a longtime villain, honorary guest.
Yeah, I know a little about a lot, and I just make videos and post them on the internet. That's really about it.
Oh yeah, dude. Welcome to the party. Of course, we have
Here.
the glorious comp Jason Solos. Of course, the classic JobberGodot being featured as usual.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your lawyer, JobberGodot. Make sure to join my law offices. We're also partnered with the Yellow Lantern Corps. We rep them.
You fucking know it, boy. And we have a longtime villain, but first time featured Tuckinator, or Lawyer Tuck, coming on this time around.
Hey, I am the reason Mystery Value popped off on Lumos. Conan the
True. He is the Shadow Realm Conjurer himself.
There is an hour and a half of him talking about that shit.
It's comedy, man.
Listed on my channel. I have it on a playlist.
After good old Tuck, we have Q, of course, longtime villain. Longtime featured.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite fully omnipotent being here, Q. Good friends with Lumos. Just cover a variety of stuff on my channel, and glad to be back.
Okay. After Q, we've got Spicy Orange rolling in, a classic Spicy.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Spicy. I don't have a YouTube channel just yet, but there's a video in the making, and it should be out maybe in a month or so, less. And I mostly cover Baki, Godzilla, and a little bit of the Hulk.
This guy's got some pretty good stuff on a lot of Baki from what I've seen, so I'm looking pretty forward to that. And of course, last but not least, we have the Honorable Senator Don, or Don Juan III.
What's up, everyone? This is Don Juan III. Check out my channel, Don Juan III. As I say, appreciate you bringing me back on Lumos again for the Villain High Council, and really excited to see what the topics are tonight.
Okay, man, and boy, do we have quite the list of things to get to. But the last thing we promised on the last, I'm not really sure what to call these podcasts or like roundtable things, is we promised to basically keep covering the What If from Marvel, because that seems to be like the recurring theme weekly that is garnering the most attention. So obviously spoilers for everyone who is coming up. While I jam out on some of this game, we'll be discussing some pretty big spoiler moments for Marvel's What If.
Okay, so can we just say how much they nerfed Thor? I know he didn't have Mjolnir, but it's still fucking retarded. He basically just got shot in the torso.
Okay.
Wait,
How did he
what?
in the MCU, you know,
Okay, so
like live action, would
so
he
hold up.
die?
So hold up, to give everybody like a genuine clue of what's going on. In this week's Marvel's What If, essentially we have the assassination of each one of the members of the Avengers as they originally came together, or as they originally were becoming their own hero, by some unknown force.
So I think with the Thor thing, I was a little off-put by it, but then I remembered that Odin had sent him to be like a human, stripped of his power and all that.
Exactly. So he was basically just a human at that point in time. Now he was a powerful human, or he was like powerful for a human. He was godlike in terms of comparison, but he was still mortal.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the first Thor in ages. Did Odin really fucking nerf him that hard?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of retarded.
Well, he was.
Like,
it was a moment in humility. He was trying to. He was trying to teach him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like Shiv level. Goddamn.
Either way, I think it's really weird that out of all people, spoiler alert, it wound up being like Hank Pym the one who was causing all the problems, and
Yeah.
it being Hank Pym was pretty wild shit. And it
I
was,
kind of thought that was a lame. But
you kind of thought it was a what?
I kind of thought.
Yeah, it was a lame. Like, it was a really bad twist. Like, it was like, well, now they're just getting killed by some kind of invisible thing. Everyone's like dying in really pathetic ways. I'm like, damn. I don't know which is worse. Like the way like Thor died, or the way that like Hawkeye died. Like either way, it was really pathetic for like both of them. And it turns out it was like Hank Pym. It was like what was the hint for it? It was supposed to be him. Like it was some kind of like murder mystery they're trying to make it into. It was weird.
I mean, did anyone think it was Black Widow at first? Like, oh, it must have been Black
It
Widow.
was like,
Yeah, they're trying to frame her and then they turned to murder mystery.
I don't know. Honestly, it makes a lot of
I-
sense because if he really went mad earlier
I
on in
didn't
the
think
story,
that's what
he'd be a dangerous, like a genuine danger, I think, to every character before like they were taking themselves seriously.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying he would be dangerous. I'm just saying it wasn't as cool of a twist as it. I just think it wasn't like out of everyone like being him. I just figured like he's not that interesting of a character to begin with. So I didn't hold.
I mean, I'll agree. I'll agree with you on that. But like, that's still better than episode 1 that we got. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing could be worse than episode 1. Like I like I'm not a fan of.
Wait, what's wrong with episode 1 again? I don't.
Episode 1 was trash.
Wait, what's wrong with episode 1 again? I don't remember much.
Episode 1 was. It was like a what if Captain America scenario, but they chose like somebody who was just kind of whatever. So.
And it really didn't make that much of like an impact. I feel within like the MCU verse. Like honestly, like the other two, like episode 2 and 3, I feel made like much larger impacts.
Oh, easily. This third one just it really sets it different.
Yeah, like I am not a fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Pym, but I liked the idea that it kind of showed, his vulnerability, and in an alternate timeline, with all he has lost, there was the ability that he wasn't able to cope, and he does have the power and abilities to kind of fuck them up like this hard, and I mean that it did catch me a little off guard. Maybe I'm just a dumbass, but I thought it was a little cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
twist?
I just think that like a character who is driven mad, like super hardcore, versus like the other guys who just still were kind of screwing off and not really taking things seriously, could definitely change a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I just wish that there was like maybe did they ever drop like a hint that like what was it, his daughter or someone, what was his wife died? That was the thing that he was going after them for or something? Or it was his daughter and wife?
Was yelling hope. She was like, "It's hope. It's always been hope."
Yeah, Hope Van Dyne. Yeah, was either the daughter or granddaughter. I don't remember.
Well, it must have been the daughter that like was in the Ant-Man movies that we know. I'm just gonna assume it's like the Wasp that we know, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause they could have like dropped like a way better like hint. Honestly, like I didn't get it at first try. I was like, wait, what? I don't know. Wait, she's saying Hulk?
So like to give you an idea of a lot of like what ifs and stuff, a lot of times it's just the irrelevant things. Like it's those small irrelevant things that define like an entire world changing effect. And this example was just the simple death of Janet Van Dyne earlier on in the MCU.
Okay.
I mean,
but you know what? You wouldn't glance an eye at that if that was like the normal verse. That wouldn't even be a question. You'd be like, whatever.
It was interesting to see like an almost comic accurate Hank Pym.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He was popping off.
Like DID as bad as like Bruce Banner.
True, he was fucking popping off, dude.
Yeah, he was soloing everybody like legit.
Hank Pym is Yellow Jacket. It's not like some other guy.
Oh,
like for a minute. Oh yeah, sorry. Wait, what are you gonna say, Q?
No. Backwards. Do you want to talk? Arizen, did you want?
I wanted to mention something. Since
Yeah.
yes, I did.
I can hear you.
Nobody hear me?
No, go.
Yeah.
We can now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's weird. Anyways, I just wanted to mention something on the topic of nerfs since we were talking about Thor earlier. In episode 2, did you see how badly they nerfed Thanos?
He got beat up like a
Yeah.
True.
I think the only way that could be explained for him, like,
Well,
the only way that
it's what
I
ifs,
think that
man.
episode 2,
Yeah,
well,
It's what ifs, man.
I think Thanos was like part of that episode.
well, like the only way to explain like why he was like nerfed like that is like, well, mainly I'm just assuming that since like he gave up his evil ways or some shit like in the beginning of his like journey, that he didn't get like as strong as he did late in the journey, right? Like he was still strong, don't get me wrong, like he was still like flopping hands with that little group he had back then. But like, I mean, I think it's just the battles, right, that just made him stronger over time.
I mean,
And since he wasn't present.
So ancient
Well,
that
I mean, probably even like a million years old.
Yeah, and keep in mind, right, that Gamora, I'm pretty sure she wasn't classified as his daughter at the time, so I'm assuming that, like, it didn't get to the point where his armies even, like, came to a plan because he was stopped by, like, T'Challa and shit, before it even happened.
I feel like Thanos is so ancient though that
That's
he would have
true,
been
but, like-
a warmonger the entire time before.
Yeah, Thanos is old. He is old.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, nothing. Like, he had nothing against a very strong argument. That's what T'Challa was like, what?
And dude, he just like walked up. This is why if
I
Naruto
know.
rolled up into like the MCU, he would solo the entire MCU because he just walked
Bro,
up on Thanos
talk no
and
jutsu.
convince him.
Like,
Yeah,
everybody.
he would just convince him he was a good guy,
I'm under
dude.
the opinion that,
Well, do you think
what
Steven
if?
Universe...
I think that,
Yeah?
I believe that, that good argument shit would not have worked against, like, Infinity War Thanos. Because everyone was telling him, your worldview is flawed and you literally have no idea. And he just kept saying, no, I know this. So, like,
Yeah.
T'Challa's good argument doesn't even make any sense narratively.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's like a different Thanos. That's the only way
Yeah,
to explain
this
it.
is the what if.
Yeah.
Like,
I
everything.
Literally the same exact scenario could have happened in a different timeline where Thanos literally, I don't know, he would have been stronger and he could have just like crushed Cole Obsidian's head like an egg.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We just got a weaker Thanos in this timeline for all we
You got a
know.
weak willed Thanos,
Yeah.
or a weaker physical Thanos.
The higher
Well, I
society.
just think if we complain about the nerfs for Thor, I think we should be able to do the same thing.
No,
Well, yeah.
I'm 100%
Yeah.
with you, dude. But like I said, it's literally just what ifs. Like what ifs just have these problems.
It's
Yeah.
literally just a wet dream for writers. They can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Fan fiction, basically.
Mhm.
But, wait, Lumos brought a good idea up. Wait, do you think fucking, like, Steven Universe could just, like, straight up pacify Thanos just, like, talking to
They
him?
just talk him
What
down,
you-
dude. I'm telling you.
He was like, I can change his mind, this is bullshit. Like, what? What the hell?
I hate Steven Universe. That is the worst show on television.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh, man.
fair, but that would have
Yeah.
had some pretty questionable Thanos moments either way.
yeah.
But,
Mhm.
I think one thing
Kid.
one thing I did like, though, that was my favorite part about that episode, when Thanos was fighting, like, what was it? I forgot that blue chick's name, but, like, she called him, like, crazy or some shit, and he was like, not crazy, and then he just turned to the camera, and he's so menacing, he's like, mad, and it was like, oh, shit,
Oh yeah.
that was pretty cold,
Then he
mad.
proceeds
That
to
was,
get
that
clowned.
was Thanos moment. It's checked out in this stupid dinky outfit.
Yeah, man, Mad Titan, man, that was pretty good.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think out of the three? What do you guys think of the three so far? I think it's close between 2 and 3, but I
yeah,
honestly
first
think
one sucked,
3 is
yeah.
my favorite so far, since at least it had a plot twist, and I think it had the biggest impact between
Yeah.
all three so far.
I think the ending where you saw like Loki in one day topple the entire world by
yeah, that part,
himself.
yeah.
Holy
so
shit.
out of character for Nick Fury to just be like, yeah, Loki, you can do whatever.
That was
Yeah,
so
that is
weird.
out of character.
Well, I think he was just
What?
like, okay, you can
Yeah.
stay here for a day. Like, what the fuck could somebody do in one day?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I think he has abs on him though. It's crazy.
Well, remember at that
And, like,
point,
to be fair. No, continue, Q, continue.
remember at that point, they knew nothing of Thor, I believe, right? Like, or of Asgard, since he got eliminated immediately. So maybe Fury underestimated the power of Asgard and Loki, and obviously what he could bring to the table, since he instantly just conquered basically all of
I
it.
have a comment on Loki. I I have a comment on Loki from episode 3.
You know, the thing.
Did it seem anyone? Did anyone else? Did it seem weird to anyone else that Loki was like so willing to like make up give Earth a chance, and he wasn't just going straight to conquering? Because Lady Sif was like, "Oh, Odin wouldn't do this." Like,
yeah, it was really
Loki
weird.
Hates Odin. Loki hates Odin. Like he said, Odin's dead. I don't care about Odin.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's still trying to play the system, though.
Yeah, Loki's like
Really afraid of his
he's like
dad.
down for this. Yeah, he's like sweet.
He's like really afraid of Odin, so like if Odin
Yeah.
found out something went awry in his
Yeah, but like, no, I'm saying like Sif said Odin would have us listen.
Yeah.
Like MCU Loki, I'm just saying MCU Loki. I'm pretty sure he would just say no,
Well-
let's just conquer it.
This is probably
Isn't
gonna
that
be
what
a
he did,
different
though?
Loki as well.
I mean, if he didn't have Asgard to go back to, then he'd probably conquer it, like what he did in
Woo!
Avengers 1.
Game 1 down, boys.
But like in Avengers 1, he wasn't gonna go back to Asgard. Like when
Well-
he conquered Earth. So that was his game plan. So that he
Well, I
could
mean,
face a trial at Asgard.
yeah. Well, I mean, either way, right? Like, with Loki taking over the planet, like, I'm not sure if you guys saw, like, there's another trailer for, like, Marvel What If that happened, like, recently. Apparently, all the What Ifs we're watching, right, you know, it's probably, like, you know, Star-Lord, I don't know, British Captain America, right? But basically, they're going to be their, like, universe's Avengers. Apparently, like, all that stuff's happening in that same universe. So all those decisions, right, to, like, make everything different, apparently they're all, like, the same, except for Hank Pym. I'm pretty sure it's different. But, like, you guys get what I mean, though. Like, so it seems like the new Avengers, you got, like, I don't know, T'Challa's, like, Star-Lord, get the British chick for Captain America and stuff. You have to get some other people. They're going to be the new Avengers, and I think they're going to be, like, fighting maybe, I'm not sure, maybe some variation of, like T'Challa or something? Maybe even Loki's version of, like, the universe? I'm not sure.
You're talking about like the big crossover of what ifs that they're doing?
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, that. They're going to basically have, like, each what if. I'm not sure about the new one, right? But, like, you know, let's say Black Panther as the Star-Lord and that British chick is Captain, you know, America, or Captain Britain, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all going to be basically form the new Avengers.
Oh wait, but what if at the very end of episode 2, isn't everyone fucked because Ego's free with Peter now? Just
Yeah,
kill it.
that one's kind
Oh,
of.
yeah. Maybe it might be that. Then.
Till the end of the world.
Is that a
I'm-
buff Ego?
I
Was he
think.
able to travel outside of his planet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ego's always been able to. Like he just hops in that ship.
He
Remember?
traveled everywhere.
I thought in the
That's
MCU
sex
he
with,
was
like,
just
every
restrained
species.
his avatar to his moon.
No, he had sex with like every species.
Yeah, he went on that little ship.
You?
Ego. He
Yeah.
had a child. Like, remember the bodies in
Yeah.
Guardian?
He was just testing everything to see if they were viable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fuck boy.
Yeah.
I feel
Nope.
like it'd be weird if they were all the same universe. It would be interesting to see them cross over in like a Secret Wars, but that's probably too ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, is the next one supposed to be the one where Killmonger saves Tony Stark, but then Killmonger becomes what is it, Black Panther?
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
I know
Just-
one
yeah,
of
I'm
those
just-
are gonna be it.
I'm just waiting for the Marvel Zombies one at this point. Like, Marvel Zombies and the new Avengers, like, what if? That's all I'm waiting for.
True. That one does sound super good though.
I'm waiting for the Watcher to actually do something.
that's gonna take a while.
Honestly, dude, wait a minute. Like, episode 3, it would have been, like, amazing just to kick it off because, what was it? When they put that little thing in Stark, instead of him just, like, fucking, like, dying like a loser, he could just turn into a zombie, like, and that would have been, like, the Marvel zombie shit. It's like, oh, shit, we made a miscalculation in our shits. And we actually created zombies. There's nothing we can do. Like,
Hank doesn't make miscalculations, he's too smart for that.
Didn't they say like nothing came out of the game? Hank Pym used to have like a zombie.
Yeah, they did. It was like yeah, they said nothing made it out of the needle. Like this is like so something else basically busted out of the needle. And it was like, oh, you think it's needle?
oh boy, you know, like, dude, Hank was going so hard. I think he could probably like solo like Star Trek and Q. Like, he just goes small. That's it. He just
Yeah,
dumps
he
into
could
each one.
I'm gonna say this about the what ifs,
Both of you.
and like since it's right after the Loki show, I feel like these what ifs are just going to show like, hey, we had that Doctor Strange movie, we got that Spider-Man movie. And it's just the multiverse is what we're gonna see.
Yeah,
And this is just a demonstration.
Yeah, they're placing
exactly
a very strong focus on the multiverse as a core aspect of what they're trying to feature for this like not arc, what is it, this phase? Yeah, this phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask y'all, alright, clearly here we're all, you know, we've experienced we read a lot of comics, all these stuffs, right? But to the casual person coming in being like, what the hell is the multiverse? What the hell is all this? You know, watching Loki and just being confused by it. Do y'all think it's gonna be kind of like a turn away? People are gonna be like, oh man, all this multiverse stuff, like I don't understand it.
Well, I mean,
what makes you think that it wasn't like that it was confusing in the first place? I actually think they did a really good job of explaining the multiverse in a very simplified and like dumbed down way for the average person to comprehend.
Yeah, like imagine.
That's the thing, though. That's us. Like we're all seasoned, I'd say. But like a lot of people.
Yeah, keep in mind, like we gotta think on the terms of like people like filthy casuals who thought like a Celestial was Galactus.
Yeah,
oh my god. Well, it's kind of like this one in terms of simplifying.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting, but like in terms of simplifying, like what the multiverse thing that they're trying to get into, right? Like really, what was it? You know, like if we all watch Loki, right? Then guy, right? I forgot his name. He's a guy that like Kang, right? So Kang, he's like, oh, instead of saying that he's omniscient or whatever, to casually be like, what the fuck's omniscient? And he's like, well, here, instead of me saying I'm omniscient, I'm just gonna say that everything y'all did, like literally, I paved that road and y'all just walked down. Like I'm like pretty much God here. Like essentially, that's like the most simple way to put it. I carved a path and y'all just walked down.
So
nothing else. Y'all didn't have your free will.
It seems like we kind of all have differing opinions on kind of what we like and what we don't like, specifically about all these different things. So how do you guys feel about, like, what do you think would be a good direction for Marvel to go in? And what do you think would be a bad direction for them to continue to go in whenever it comes to these, like, what-ifs, as well as, like, the general direction of Marvel?
Honestly, if they just want to make good content, they should just let, like, creative people write the stories and like have like very little interaction. Because whenever the studio gets involved heavily, they like pump out like dog shit, like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I would say the two main things that they should avoid for the filthy casuals would be including things any more advanced than like, let's say the Watchers, or kind of branching outside the context of what is trying to be inside Phase 4, like Loki. Like kind of like including irrelevant, or not really irrelevant, well yeah, to like what is kind of relevant within Phase 4. Like they should build off of it, you know what I mean? Like I think they're doing a good job so far of kind of paving good examples of past, you know, things that people can relate to. And not getting overly complicated, but just like easily could if they wanted to.
Dude, yeah, easily. Like if say they bring in the Fantastic Four, say they're like, hey, this phase, like the end of it, we're bringing in the Fantastic Four. That's gonna open so many roads for so many people. Yeah. As well, I mean, we have that Doctor Strange movie. Like I bring it up a lot because, you know, what is it called? The Multiverse of Madness or something like that.
Well, before we even get to Multiverse of Madness, I mean, let's just talk about the new trailer for Spider-Man that's out, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, and the craziness going on with, like, how Doctor Strange, like, they found a way to do what happened in the comics with Mephisto and Spider-Man about taking away his identity from everyone or anyone remembering his identity. But they did it, but instead this time around they're making Strange do it, and canonically he's done that for other characters like the Sentry, so it makes a heck of a lot more sense for Spider-Man to go to Doctor Strange to have that happen than Mephisto.
In the comics, Spider-Man went to Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange was like, no,
No.
right?
Yeah.
No, he said yeah.
Oh.
Wait, well then why didn't
Wait.
Doctor Strange just do it?
Wait, so they buffed MCU Strange to comic Mephisto.
No. Mephisto didn't wipe everyone out.
In one more day? Yeah, he did.
No,
Doctor Strange
Doctor
is
Strange
Jobber
did it
level?
later.
Wait, what?
Doctor
You mean in the comics?
He did it later in the comics, yeah.
So this is even more impressive than the MCU. You literally fucking reset everything and reset the multiverse in like 2 seconds.
So I'm also curious to think like, at what point in time does this happen? Like, is this during the time that everything is branching out from the multiverse, like at the end of Loki? Is that why Doctor Strange can tamper with the timeline so actively, or is it simply because he has that Infinity Stone?
It kind of seems like it's alluded to. I mean, we saw, what was it? The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man Doc Ock. And he's, hello, Peter. And we've constantly heard rumors about Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, previous Spider-Man returning. You know, so it's just a lot of illusion. I feel at the end of the day, they're just going to be their own characters again. It's going to be Doc Ock. He's going to be played by the same actor. And we're not going to get our Tobey or Andrew or all that.
Well, I mean, we don't know. We could get Andrew.
I feel like that's just an illusion, honestly.
I'm definitely hoping that we get it, and obviously Marvel is okay with dragging in characters from the quote expanded universe that is like old Marvel kind of content, and I think that's good. Like I'm happy that they're utilizing those things. I don't think anybody would complain if they use the good parts of it to their advantage.
Oh no, like I'm not complaining. I just feel like they're, you know, drawing us in. You know, here's the bait. We go and see the movie. You know, maybe they'll do that Spider-Man pointing thing where they're all pointing at each other, saying, "You're not Spider-Man, I'm Spider-Man." You know.
Yeah.
Just for like 2 minutes or something like that, but it looks so interesting. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah,
So-
like as a Doctor Strange fan, I want to watch it, dude. It just looks super good.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
like,
want to see movies that are like more complicated, just so I
Yeah.
can think about them afterwards. That's really how I like to engage with media.
It's definitely a step in the right direction for the MCU. What were we saying, Spicy?
so like, are we getting a Sinister Six in this movie? Because there's already Doc Ock, Green Goblin's in it, Electro is in it. I think Sandman is in it. You just need two more.
Vulture's in jail, I think so, right? Or prison.
I don't see why Doc Ock or anybody else could break him out.
I feel like they're gonna do what they did with what was it, the Black Order, when like they showed up for a little bit and then, you know, at the movie they just like all get like wiped out. I kind of feel like they're gonna do that because there's so much writing in this movie. You got Doctor Strange doing his big old spell. You got Spider-Man like all over the news and all that. Now you got his enemies. Now you got the multiverse. There's just a lot to fit in this movie, and I hope they pack it in well.
Yeah, I hope it
Yeah,
works.
but I feel like it'd be just such a disappointment just to see. Look here. It's the OG Doc Ock, the one we're all screaming our heads off about. Like, holy fuck, he's back. Yeah, he's only in here for like 20 minutes or so, and then he moves on to another bullshit. It's
Hey,
like,
hey,
oh, okay.
that could happen. That could happen. Like we
That's like
had
what they
the
did
Quicksilver
for
thing.
Rhino.
That's when I leave.
True. We got baited real hard on that sword.
That's when I get a fucking refund because I wanted to see more of him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good.
He does.
I still think it's like obviously CGI. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
People say it's wrong.
I wouldn't say it's good. I think they're getting better and like making humans realistic.
True.
It's not
Yeah.
For less and less too, so I think it's easier budgeting. So it makes it so much more accessible to like different stories.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so Loomis, you said that you think that Strange was able to invoke that insane spell via the Infinity Stone.
Yes.
Agamotto. So then he opened the timeline, let's say, to Andrew and Toby. So in those verses, we would assume there's a Thanos with such a gauntlet and stones, right? Like, let's say, why hasn't that scenario like that occurred in those universes? Do you think they're absent of like a Thanos or what?
Like, what do you mean? I'm confused at what you mean.
Like, I feel like those two, if they're interconnected, like very importantly within, like, you know, the one we know now, why have they just been waiting here the whole entire time? Like, I just don't know. I feel like they should have a bigger presence if they're such big players within it, not just like sitting there waiting for the MCU to like cause all of this. They should have obviously their own Thanos and everything, right?
I kind of.
Yeah, but that's under so many implications that it happened and worked the same way that it did exactly in our universe, right?
With multiversal theory, you could have like infinite possibilities. You could have like infinite universes that just don't have Thanos. So.
There's just no.
Or you know what? He just ran into somebody like fucking stupid ass Wakandan T'Challa who just talks him out of it. And just because it's Tuesday, it works. Like I don't know, dude.
Useless. Yeah.
Does Doctor Strange have the time stone? I thought it was destroyed.
That's what everyone's saying. That's like a mystery that's popping off right now in terms of what exactly is going on with Strange and being able to do everything that he's doing. Because he definitely appears to be clutching the Eye of Agamotto, and it's like, well, wait, we destroyed that in order to get the Time Stone. There's a lot of really weird questions going on.
Maybe they're making the Eye of Agamotto like an actually powerful artifact on its own, like it is in the comics.
Or they could be doing that Cosmic Ghost Rider thing where they still have shards of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
But this is... I really don't want to get my hopes up. I'm just waiting for the second trailer. Or more little news bits here and there. And then from there, like, I'll make my judgment and all that. Like, I'm really excited to see what they do. I really hope they knock it out of the park because... So far, the only big hitter's been Loki, like Falcon and Winter Soldier. WandaVision to me is just, it's not memorable.
Falcon Winter Soldier is by far the worst out of them all, but like WandaVision at least had a cool premise. They just kind of failed on the execution to a certain extent.
No. Black Widow is the worst. It was completely worth.
Yeah, I forgot. I wasn't considering that. I haven't even seen that one yet. So.
Yeah, it's so fucking shit. You didn't even remember it.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen it. It's like, why should I fucking watch this? She's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier had like really good character development and like just world building, like to just the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But is like way too in your face about it, about like the message he was trying to send. But other than that, like I thought it was good.
Yeah, like
the higher premise is that like the one world when people were given free stuff because half the population died, and then they got mad they couldn't keep that free stuff.
True.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah. And then they tried to make us like, oh look how bad. She's a teenager, she died, boo-hoo. Like, she didn't just murder like a house full of people. I don't care that she's a teenager, fucking chill.
Yeah, she was a bad person. Like, she was a terrorist, dude. Like, people don't like terrorists.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to justify terrorism, man.
Yeah.
I love how like
along the
Walker
lines,
kills one person and everyone's like,
I think because they were trying to use it like, all right, the shield's always been for defense, for protection, right? So to use something that's defensive like that in a very aggressive tone, in that demeanor, and you're representing Captain America, you know, in within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Cap's the guy that's gonna always do what's right, do what's always the good thing, right?
He's gonna step up.
And to see it soak the blood of somebody right in front of everyone right there.
It's so brutal though.
Yeah, decapitating this guy with his hands up, like trying to get away.
it's brutal, but
I'm pretty
like
sure he wasn't
Captain
decapitated. I'm
America
pretty sure
killed
they beat him to death.
True, Captain America killed people, but like
Yeah,
that was
but Nazis
like
bad guys.
contextually, I see a little bit of difference between killing people during like a massive war versus like like just running somebody down who is like obviously like given up. He literally turns around, puts his hands up in front of people on camera, and guns the guy down pretty hardcore.
But like,
Think about
John
this, though.
Walker had just like they just had him made an attempt on his life, and then they killed his buddy.
True. I'm not saying I don't understand why he did what he did by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But
Think about
that doesn't
this,
mean
though.
it's any less right, like legally, especially when you're representing a country. Boost, yeah, you had a comment that you wanted to talk about the state of comics and manga. What do you want to talk about in that field, man?
I don't know about y'all, but I know this has been happening for a while, but a lot of I feel like I think it was either Q or Spicy said that when like companies start interfering on creators, right, and they start just putting their clamps on them, the story doesn't come out right.
I said that.
Oh, sorry, Tuckman, it was you.
No.
All credit to you. Recently, I was reading the new Captain America Around the World and all that, and like it was just pushing messages on me. And normally, you read a comic about a character, it's always gonna be, if it's Batman, oh man, vengeance, my parents died, I gotta keep fighting, he's beating up these bad guys and all. Captain America is like, oh, the state of the world right now, here's what's going on and all that. But it didn't get down to like how he used to be, how he's like, this is who I'm really fighting for. I'm fighting for the guy who's working a 9 to 5, trying to feed his family and all that. That's the guy who I'm fighting for. That's the guy I believe in. And this new one is just like these characters are being like downgraded to fucking freaking like pulp magazines, if y'all know what that is.
Oh.
And I don't know how it is on like a manga, but this is just what I've been experiencing. And plus I've been reading a lot of the new stuff coming out right now.
I think as time goes on, like big major productions have to hit different audiences, and if that's the rising audience, then they'll target like specific. Then they'll target them. Like if that's the demographic, if they predominantly target younger people and it's gonna sell. I mean, I'm not typically one to look at things and just flat out call them woke or whatever. I think that gets a little cringe to a certain extent. But there are certain points where you do need to call it out, like Marvel Boy or like Mandy. I think are two good examples of them specifically targeting to that audience, almost to the point of satire. So I think it's like almost memeable. But I mean, not entirely giving into that is extreme. And the best way to combat that is just put your money where your mouth is. If you don't like content, then don't sponsor it. I had a similar problem whenever Grant Morrison took over Green Lantern. And in my opinion, took probably like a good like 14, 15 years of like super badass writing and threw it down the toilet. So I just stopped buying it, dude. And you know what? Ironically enough, we're back to some really good shit as a result of that. And because people just stopped paying attention to Grant Morrison shit. Okay, so getting back to the point and the topic, which I see like he was trying to distract us from it. So in terms of manga and comics decline or rise, what do you think? What do you guys think is happening in general right now? So obviously it sounds like you guys think that agendas are infecting comics right now. What do you guys feel about manga?
I don't follow anime.
I think manga. I think manga's like do what? No, sorry, never mind.
I'm not reading weep shit.
Manga's actually doing very well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they were doing quite.
I'm just curious.
I think mangas do what comics are trying to do. Because comics have the issue of leaning too heavily into like creators' personal bias. And like manga just focuses on that, but it's like just more like imagination, like, oh, what can we do? And they make it actually like fun to read.
I mean, the thing with that though, the thing with that, like the reason why I was like, oh man, like those main staples like Marvel, DC, you have Dark Horse, you have indie comics. Me personally, I've been diving more into indie comics because there's a whole world out there that we don't even know about. And I just jump in there. I started reading this one book called Seven Swords, this other one, Space Bastard. There's like so much stuff out there, like there is for manga as well. It's just you have to go and look for it. But I think the thing with manga is that it's getting very popular because, not that long ago, anime was kind of like I don't want to say a cult thing, but it was a bit of an underground thing, right?
Yeah.
And now it's more and more popular. Like, there's a lot of people that were at home for COVID, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna start watching this show. And they start watching that show. They get interested in the series, the characters, and they go out there and buy some manga.
I follow a few different mangas right now. I tried following them on my channel, but keeping up with that shit's too cancerous for me. But like, I follow Dragon Ball Super as well as Boruto right now, and I'll admit both of them are keeping me pretty entertained. So I've got no complaints so far with manga by any means.
Right.
I don't like. I've been reading a lot more DC content than Marvel. I haven't noticed as much of like them blowing up in your face about any form of agenda with that action so far. So that's at least promising. Yeah, outside of like the Mandy, like I said, the obvious choice. I think they just target an audience for all that jazz, and I mean it is what it is.
Well, I think with like me personally, I think it was like with DC, they got Warner Brothers and all that, and they don't really push anything. They just let their creators like go out and do their thing. While Marvel is under the big mouse, and the big mouse is always pushing something.
Big Mouse is pushing monetary gains.
Yeah, they want money.
They're not actually LGBT.
I mean, it doesn't have to be that either. I forgot the name of it. It was... Fuck, I don't think it got canceled, just no one even fucking buys it anymore. It was... What was the series? It was like... The fucking Snowflake and Safe Space, but... It's a group of child heroes. You have a TikTok. One is a TikTok, and one has like a Reddit, and there was like another cringy comic line, but they all just have like forms of it. I mean, yeah, that one was the new word.
Oh, yeah, I think you're talking about the Warriors.
The what?
Yeah, the inspiration for the word because the old Warriors were too scary. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, no. I know the new Warriors. That one was completely canceled, but now there's a new one that was just now they have TikToks and like Reddit threads. And it's like, dude, just stop.
Yep. I'm back. I'm finally back at the mic. What was it? Not on the phone anymore.
So we were talking about how you Jobber read comics about kid superheroes with TikToks.
With
True.
TikToks.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the new chapter of JoJo's where they're doing the TikToks.
JoJo solos.
The TikTok.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to get. I think it was Stardust Crusaders of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but like to color in like the pictures because I think some of the art could look really nice with like some color. Honestly.
Well, I could send you like a little what was it, link just to get all the colored basically mangas of it. So you can read
Oh
it.
no! Like I want to do it myself, like colors that I would see for this. I've seen a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That stuff is really cool. I think, I mean, alright, just to close in the topic for myself, manga has, I think y'all have seen it maybe once or twice, but manga has inspired and influenced some artists. And I want to say the Western world, like some Marvel comics will get their artists will draw like eyes, kind of like anime characters or manga characters and all that. DC as well. True. I've seen it a lot. They've, shared ideas and all.
That shit makes me mad.
I mean, like, well, of course it makes you mad, Tuck. Like, you fucking hate it. But, what I'm saying, like, well, honestly, Boost, it seems like, since, like, the colors and stuff of JoJo, anyone color yourself, I'm not sure if you've seen, like, the anime, but they always, like, literally just change the color, like, every, like, time and make it different.
Yeah, I saw it.
Flavor.
That's, like, I love the colors on the screen to me. Like, they're very vibrant.
Yeah.
True.
But Lumos.
Nah, I feel you, man. How about that Book of Boba Fett coming out this December? Who's hyping on that, man?
Yo,
Anyone seeing the stuff going on for that?
I got goosebumps. I'm so excited for this, dude. Like, if anyone in the Star Wars universe needed a show, this guy, 40 years almost, people from 1980s, you know, Empire Strikes Back, you know, they heard all these crazy things about Boba Fett. For him to finally get his show after 40 years, dude. Jeez.
True.
Boba Fett got clowned by a
By who?
by a clan with tentacles.
I don't remember this.
He escaped. Shut up.
Bro, honestly, I didn't grow up with Star Wars, so I don't really like care too much. If Disney is willing to produce good content, like,
Yeah, if it's good, yeah.
yeah, I'll watch it.
It'll be.
Dude.
I understand your point of like you wanting there to finally be like Boba Fett content like in the live action scape, because that is something we are kind of lacking on.
Yeah, so much, dude. Like, I've gone through his entire catalog. Well, nearly his entire catalog. I'm missing some Legends books and all that. But for the most part, to be such a popular character and have like like less than average catalog, dude.
They can keep him as a legend.
Yeah. I've been reading his the series that came out, War of the Bounty Hunters, which is just they're just redoing the Bounty Hunter trilogy from Legends. They're just redoing it again, but like putting on a different coat of paint and all that. But my main thing. Sorry, I'm stuttering so much. I'm just really excited. My main thing is that we all know how this is gonna end. We all know how the main series ends. You know, all those Jedi die, Luke dies, Kylo Ren takes over, and then Rey is our savior. And it kind of bums me out to see, like, you know, all this just for that. Supposedly, and this is the rumor, that Mandalorian Season 3 is supposed to be the big change. It's supposed to, you know, go its separate way. Kind of like how Loki changed everything for the MCU. And that's what Mandalorian Season 3 is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a cutoff going, you know, who knows where. Maybe to the Thrawn War or whatever.
I don't know. I think that there's so much potential, dude. I'm just so hesitant to grant much to anyone. Like I want so much to happen, but I don't know if it ever will, simply because there's so much at play that could just get fucked up.
Honestly, I mean, we had so many shows. I mean, we only had that one show canceled, and you had the Ahsoka show, and you had the Rangers of the New Republic, you had the Boba Fett show, you had Mandalorian Season 3, and I think it was the Acolyte or something like that. And then we had that Star Wars Squadrons movie with Patty Jenkins. Like, all these things are gonna happen because it kind of is a drought for us fan.
Why is no one talking about Obi-Wan?
Oh, Obi-Wan, of course.
That's the only one I care about.
Yo, Obi-Wan's
Bro,
Yeah, maybe going to be excellent.
Bro, what? Obi-Wan's a bum,
I'm kind
bro.
of upset. I'm kind of a little upset. I'm
Hello
a little
there.
upset.
I don't remember owning any.
That actually sounded pretty good, Q.
Obi-Wan was the best character in the prequels.
I'm curious
It
to
was
see
Obi-Wan.
what happens
Only
with
good
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Nah, to be honest, it was Jar Jar. Nah.
Probably like the only good character in the prequels though, so it's
No.
like not a high bar to clear.
Low key, like, in my opinion, though, like, Obi-Wan's probably one of the most tragic Star Wars characters.
Yeah,
True.
easily. I mean, him and Anakin, easily.
Yeah.
I think Snoke was the most tragic character ever from Star Wars. I really felt with him. He's my favorite character ever.
He had a lot of depth.
I could really
Yeah.
relate to him sitting on that chair.
I
Yeah.
thought he was Jar Jar, and
Kinda.
I thought he was gonna
Snoke
die.
was really deep in those
Yeah.
cloning.
He had more depth than he didn't.
I love how they hyped him so much, and Kylo just clowned him so easily.
He one-shot him.
No, it was funny. I think like they didn't want that to happen. I'm pretty sure that movie was like completely by accident. They gave Ryan Johnson just too much control.
True.
And he ended up like, he was like, I'm gonna subvert everything. Everything that was set
Oh,
up
subvert all your expectations.
undo all of the setup.
I don't know why he's the
They're like-
Sinestro of movie creators.
You know, and I
Hey,
think
hey,
that
Lumos.
What's up? What's up?
Snoke with the power of subverting expectations versus Mandy with the power of a. Can you not hear me?
No, okay.
We got it.
Mandy with the power of what?
Is he not?
We
Okay,
heard
I was gonna... Mandy with the power of bad writing.
Dude, Ryan Johnson didn't just mess up one movie; he messed up two. Remember?
True.
Mandy didn't have a single good line of writing. Did he have at least one good moment of directing?
He made knives.
I couldn't tell you.
Good is
He made
subjective.
knives out.
you know, with the new Star Wars movies, and how bad they are, I think this leads into another discussion is, why Star Trek just gets a bad rep, and I think it's because these new Star Wars systems, it's so trash. Like people are like, oh wait, it has Star in it. Nah, bro, I can't. No more Star Wars, man. Like they think Star Trek's Star Wars. Nah, Star Trek's way better. Man,
It's actually funny. Like, honestly, true. It's just like Disney got Star Wars, and they just made the first new one wasn't so bad, but other ones were such dog shit. But they obviously still just trumped over Star Trek at that point, since it kind of fell from grace and they didn't have the money as Disney did. But
Not
I don't know. It's unfortunate because I'm 100% certain of saying, without being a fanboy, that the prime content that's out there for Star Trek is so much better than fucking what's out there for Star Wars. But
yeah.
Have you seen any of the shows? Any of the new shows?
Picard is a little sus. Hopefully season 2 will get it a little better because Q's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's
come on,
go, Q.
Come on, John. It's lazy.
I mean, I hate Star Trek.
Did you see
I like Star
Lower
Trek.
Decks? Star Trek
Sorry,
Lower
what?
Decks.
Lower decks.
Lol.
Yeah,
I heard people were saying it was good, but I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, you know, man, Star Trek left such
Yeah,
an
Rotten
impact on me.
Tomatoes gave Jedi
I stopped really. I recently just watched
Yeah.
Voyager again, then I kind of stopped.
Uh,
Movies aren't too bad. But
Damn, Q's a fake fan.
what? No, I've seen the movies,
fan.
but the shows are the best. So.
dude, I could not get into the new movies with Chris
Can
Pine.
we also just go with the fact that fucking Star Trek just stomped? I mean, maybe Star Wars has made some strides recently with TV shows, but at least in the past couple decades, Star Trek had just stomped on Star Wars
Dominated.
over
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
But everyone's seemingly oblivious and sleeping on that. What the fuck?
I mean, Star Trek and I don't know why they're being compared right now because they're fundamentally just different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One was
Are
set
they
up to be a
that much?
TV show. Yeah, one was set up to be a TV show, and one was set up to be a movie.
One's goal is to be
Mhm.
exploratory. The other is to have a faded tragedy. So-
when it
Yeah,
comes
kinda like
down to,
a, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet thing, I don't know.
core ideas, they're really different. The fact that they take in space, they take place in space, that's surface level. Just it's not really what. They're
You can get me a couple
fundamentally
big chicken. Catch up.
That's true. Oh,
done.
for
So I don't
me,
think you can really compare them.
for me, the way I see Star Wars, the original trilogy and the prequel, is that it's a modern, I want to say a modern, what the hell is it? Shakespeare kind of tale, right? A boy goes off to adventure, right? Seeking all this glory and all that. It's a story that you would see in old books and all that. The boy fails, he falls down. What does the hero do? He gets back up, he goes and fights the big bad, and he wins. That's, classic storytelling.
Classic Chrome.
And then, dude, I feel like a Lucas Hound. Then you have the prequels, which builds up this character, Anakin Skywalker, who throughout his entire life, dude, is a slave. and then you start realizing, you start piecing it together. Oh, the entire fucking original trilogy was about him. Return of the Jedi was Return of Anakin Skywalker. That was his last moment. That was when he chose that. I've always had my own fate and my own will. And then when you go to Star Trek, you got, dude, so much stuff. Even in like episodes that don't really do much, you have all these people that have different thoughts, opinions, cultures, and all that. Like some of the funnest are Betazoids.
Yeah.
And you have these impacts that these people play on people's cultures and races. And it's just a melting pot of things that are going on in the universe, the galaxy.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's pretty well summarized. I guess it's kind of just, I don't know, I guess some people didn't really have the energy for very long shows and kind of just wanted more action or, I don't know, quick fantasy or some shit.
I mean, go on.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's like, I don't want to say like a huge novel series versus like, I don't know, a smaller series of like novellas.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's how I would honestly best describe the two between each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do think it's weird to compare them because like how many episodes of like the first Star Trek series are there?
It's actually pretty short. I think it's like 4 seasons. But
seasons.
like their TNG has a shitload. It's 7 seasons and each one is like 20 plus. So
TNG is the best.
You have like over like 24 hours of content following just like a few characters, right? And so you get to attach to the characters that you enjoy. You get to know them a lot better. You don't have that kind of space within just 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean,
and then as soon as they drop like the third movie, it ends. They drop the whole Luke thing. And it's like completely new cast of characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think Star Wars definitely has the advantage in being able to get like, due to that like extra hype levels, you know, like when they tease or like release new material. Because it's like such a, I guess, more of a normality with like the amount of content Star Trek had. But you know, when like Star Wars would drop like a new banger, like with Force Awakens. I don't know.
I suppose. Think about like what could happen.
I feel like, and this is just my thought, is that it's been so long. These 2 series have been like, you know, going their own separate way. And this is just a wish. I just hope one day, you know, we get to have a crossover. You know, what was that Uber Eats commercial happened where Mark Hamill and Patrick Stewart showed up together? Like, we need a crossover.
Beautiful.
It'd be amazing for these two to just like put everything aside and shake hands.
Dude, they gotta do that before Patrick Stewart fucking passes away.
Dude, it's so sad, man.
I mean, fucking John DeLacy's like aging like a fucking sunflower, so he'll be there for a while. But like, man, I don't know about Patrick. He's a little sus. A little sad.
Well, when Disney buys the rights to Star Trek and
why do you say sus?
You know,
to CBS.
Oh, dude, no. Can you imagine how much Disney's gonna fucking taint Star Trek? Oh my god. Okay, to end off on this, like, memes aside, you think it's like fucking stupid, like, I don't know, shitting on one or the other? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars. I mean the new movies are shit, but like the old is good. So like,
I wonder why.
You know, shitting on the other side, is just fucking idiotic. You think like some people just do it to troll with like memes.
I haven't watched the Star Trek and I haven't watched that much Star Wars, so I just...
Wow. Okay,
whenever I
ask
something
you,
like that's in that realm, I'm just trolling.
I ask you to watch just one episode of TNG, then you can never watch it again if you want. Yep.
Just do not watch
and
Star
we'll leave
Trek.
you alone.
God.
All right, so rolling on from there, Jobber, you wanted to talk about your experiences with Baki recently. That's what it.
Let's go!
I'm gonna mute
I'll
myself
talk-
and get some water. See you guys later.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, bro. It's spicy.
Yo.
We're talking about. We're all gonna talk about that Baki.
Hey,
Then.
I'm gonna dip for now.
Talk
We're talking about
it.
it. Sorry, I was hyper, you know what I'm saying? But like,
You know-
oh man, I finished
I'm gonna
Baki.
dip because I don't wanna ever
Yeah,
hear
2018.
Jobber talk about anime.
Man, shut the fuck up. Go see the freaking Optimus Prime bullshit. But you have that action to get in your house, bro. Anyway, so saying spicy. Everybody else, like, about
Are you
that
mad
Baki,
that I
man.
beat you
2018,
today? I'm so
like,
mad.
bro,
Chill.
Zero. Oh my god, like, it's just. So, there's some stuff I like about the
Right?
soundtrack, right? I thought the first season, honestly, slow, okay?
Oh,
I'll
the
admit that.
soundtrack
But the
was
second, in like third or fourth, whatever, they're just so good. Like, you know, what was it? I feel like the main characters in the show, like, how can I put it right? In terms of, like, telling which is, like, the main character, obviously, you know, Baki's the main character,
Yeah.
right? But the characters that we should root for,
The main
like,
cast,
basically
yeah.
the characters that are just, like, indifferent. They don't, like, flex, like, in terms of like flex their strength, just kill random people just cause like you got Baki. He's like, well, I mean, sure, I'm starting these people, I'm still like indifferent though. Like, I'll still like be like an old dude and not be extra like you guys, right? And just like compassion for the fellow man. Like for example, Doyle, that guy was like a fucking assassin criminal or some shit, right? And killing people. And he fought my favorite character, was Retsu. And guy was Retsu was like knocked out and shit. Yeah, I mean he didn't knock him out, but like either way. Doyle's like fucking injured and shit, like almost near death, and he literally stood like over his knocked out opponent and waited all night so that he wouldn't get like mugged or killed, just being like knocked down the street. It's like holy shit. The guy woke up and was like, "Yo, this criminal actually did this?" It's like, "Yo, the characters, man, the characters, the music." I'm sorry, I was just gushing.
They actually do a very
The music is actually super good.
They actually do a very phenomenal job with the music. I would say they do combine classic Japanese instruments with modern day vocalists and.
Yo, I'm not gonna cap. The Death Row inmates have the best theme song, and none of you can convince me otherwise, because you'll be objectively wrong.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna try to get it. You see, bro, like every time like those Death Row inmates show up, it's always just it's like and it's like, oh shit, they're fighting or some shit. But like, I mean, like my favorite scenes is like I could say like, well, other than the Doyle one, right? The other two is, what was it, Baki and his girl, right? When that Asian dude like came up or whatever, he's like, oh, Baki, you better choose your girl and all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And like she's like, oh well, wait a minute, I'm like a part of this like decision or whatever, right? But like the animation scene, like she's like, okay, like whatever, right? But I forgot that animation with the hair, like you know how like she was staring at Baki, right? And everything else is still except for her hair. When it blows and stuff, and they play the little music. Now that was really good. Okay, like that was a good scene. And I've already discussed before about the scene with it was Retsu and I think his name was, what was it, Jagon? No, Yaku or something.
Yeah.
That guy did not give up, man. That was Rock Lee shit. Like,
Jaku.
Yeah, Jaku. He's the guy was like, what was it? Retsu. Exactly. He's kind of good. Though, like, literally, Retsu was like, yo, I'm quoting him. He's like, it's like 4,000 years of like martial arts. You were hit with like a genius's full force. Despite that, both of your hands still persist. This is no victory. An upright man. See, King Jaku, you defended it until the end. You are a true winner. Like, and like the music that played, like in the end with that, like that was just chills, man. Like,
Jaku is just genuinely a good dude. He cared about the next generation.
Yeah. Like,
Jaku is that dude.
I would say, yeah, that is definitely in one of the top 3 best fights in the series.
But like,
just
man, but yeah, Retsu though, like, the meeting.
Fight that had really good animation.
Yeah, like, oh man, like, and the thing is, right, something I've noticed is that a lot of like really good things happen to like Retsu. That like he like just fights the type of people he fights, right? Like Baki good dude, right?
Yeah.
That criminal he fought, like originally all this stuff that he's doing obviously is bad, right? But his character was developing, and then like that criminal all of a sudden did something just so good, like that it shocked him. He's like, yo, wait, this criminal actually like did this. He actually sat overnight and watched specifically me, right? So I don't get like mugged or killed like while I'm knocked out. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And this guy's like bleeding out and shit the whole time. And I was like, he's like, what? And then same thing with Jaku, right? Like he's probably like a really good like dude. He's like, yo, like a lot of good things happened to Retsu in that show. Like man.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's like Retsu doing bad things to good people.
Yeah.
Honestly, he just fights. Everyone he fights is just good people.
Pretty much, especially when he. Have you finished the series, by the way?
The 2018 one, yes. I think there's another one like before that was animated. I'm gonna have to go like see that one.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll read the manga.
Oh, yeah, the entire series. That entire series is on YouTube. You should watch it. It's actually really good.
Alright, I'll
It doesn't
watch
have
it.
as many like emotional hits as 2018.
Yeah.
Hey, Spice, shut the fuck up.
Right.
What do you mean stop it? It's series.
Yeah, chill, guys.
It doesn't
chill.
have as many emotional hits as 2018. Hey, look, if Spicy's chill, I'm chill. I don't know why he was acting up.
Alright, so either way, you're obviously.
I definitely recommend it.
Either way, we're super hyping on this Baki action. I haven't seen it myself. I need to sit down and honestly give it a shot because I know everyone and their cat and dog is popping off pretty damn hard about it. So
Yeah, like oh man, that music. Huh? You said Star Trek's much better?
No, Dota
Wait.
Dragon's Blood.
Wait, what's much better?
Dota Dragon's Blood. It's the only anime I've ever watched.
Oh, is that on Netflix or something?
yeah, it's a Netflix special with Dota
Alright.
characters.
Okay.
Secret weed
Hey,
this whole time.
ass. I don't know why you hyped it up. It's literally the most mid anime I've ever seen in my life.
So you have seen it? What the fuck? Wait, what?
Yeah, I have seen it. It's mid. It's mid at the. I
Why are
watch
you
anime,
watching it,
Q,
bro?
So it's mid. Because you tell me it was good.
It was.
It wasn't.
You're welcome.
You
Well,
betrayed me, bro. You
Betrayed.
did anime is good. What the fuck?
Yeah, you
No,
betrayed
no.
him, Q.
You betrayed
Only one I'll ever watch.
What'll we
Literally,
do?
like, dude, that is the most mid anime I've ever watched in my life. Go figure that you would think it's the best.
Either
Okay,
way, either way, tuck Q backwards. You know, just Rocky drop kicks you out. Anyways, so back to that.
That's
Right.
fact. That's fact. That's fact.
Wait, did someone just drop their shit for that? You're trying to step up. Anyways, okay. But
I'm really glad you watched
Baki
the
has
series,
some
Jobber.
good,
That's a good one.
but like Baki has some good like workout music though. Like it's like inspirational music, but it also has some good workout music. And I'm adding that shit to my playlist. Okay. For when I'm
They
working
have
out,
a
right?
whole
Oh,
playlist. There's like at least 30 plus songs.
Yeah, man. Man.
30% of my playlist is dedicated Baki songs,
Actually,
but I didn't admit that.
I could literally just link you some that are on my workout playlist, so you can.
Give me.
Don't you don't need that. I got my playlist set up, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, bro.
I need them.
Put some good stuff in it.
I'm glad you watched that. It's a good series.
Baki.
Alright.
Dang. Alright.
Alright, so
I think it's
rolling past the Baki memes.
Yeah.
Don, what you got for us with this Pymtron action?
Don left.
Okay, now
What? Ah.
That's okay. We can come back around to him down the road. Is Comp Jason Solo still alive?
No, he's not in
He's
here.
too busy soloing.
He's got named as well.
Fuck.
I think this is an actually interesting one though.
What's
Alright,
this
which one we
Comp
doing?
Spock vs. Q?
That always works.
I mean, in the sense, if I was just thinking about the Q that just didn't give a like shit about when this was the crossover when the Enterprise came like pour through the Marvel verse, and it was like starting to completely collapse, and the reference like the
when
Q
Q
did
scores
not
over
care at
Marvel, I mean,
all.
I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't say Q scaled above Marvel. That wasn't it.
What? No. Marvel was like Kang said like, I don't know. Was it like the realities were like all collapsing or something? And like,
It was a joke. Oh, it was one joke. It was one joke. You can continue.
you gotta work on your tone. I don't know if you're serious or not.
I got a bad mic. I said I didn't say Q scales above Marvel. That wasn't me.
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought you were serious.
Yeah, I said that out loud.
But yeah, so I mean, on one side he's got that kind of cheese where he didn't give a shit about like, I don't know. He was like above the collapse of Marvel to a certain extent, and then Comp Spock was destroying Necron. For all we know, who was a threat to the Star Trek Omniverse. It was kind of unclear, like, I don't know how far he was going to destroy it, but based on the narrative of the comic, it was basically just hyping up to destroy yet another verse. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd be interested in it either way, to say the least. Let's see. Pretty much discussed all those. What's everybody been like reading comic book wise recently? Like, what's been their thing? Or manga wise, either way.
Doc Savage,
Doc Savage, huh? That's an
the
interesting.
first superhero.
Have you guys read the Monstrous series? The Monstrous series is actually pretty well known.
I've not.
I'm gonna start getting into like Record of Ragnarok.
Ooh, it's super good, I'll admit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't really been like reading like anything new manga or anything like that. Like, I mean, unless you count like just me just trying to look at different angles for some JoJo shit. But like, I've been like looking at like metaphysics and other stuff, trying to understand all that shit
Complex
future
stuff.
scaling. Yeah.
Bro,
How about for like school?
I speed read through Heroes Reborn recently, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, Heroes Reborn is fucking wacky,
Bro,
dude.
It is fucking insane. There's no way any of that's real.
You'd think.
Reading creepypastas.
Bro, Hyperion fucking beat a Beyonder. Just like that.
But, yeah, like killed him on panel too. It's like hilarious.
Wait, what about? Have y'all been watching anything?
What are you talking about specifically?
Shows, anime, anything?
Man, I already discussed mine, so.
Love it, Big Mama. Let's bring this home.
I'm trying to think.
Obviously, I'm keeping up with Bad Batch. I'm keeping up with the Marvel What Ifs that we discussed earlier. I play a lot more games than I keep up with like TV shows. So.
Dude, it's the opposite for me.
I'm on YouTube all the time. Like, all I really talk about is YouTube videos.
I won a Smash tournament at my campus a couple days ago.
Nice.
Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant? Isabel.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Kirby main over here.
Disgusting.
I play Spamic. I like
Either Kirby or Snake.
Let me guess. I gotta guess what Lumos plays. I will say.
You're a madman if you get this wrong. You're a madman.
No, Robin.
Wrong. Dude, it's Sonic until you fucking die. You bet your sweet ass.
God,
dude.
you just
Play Sonic?
Let's go! Sonic!
Sonic, break the game, baby.
Sonic.
You fucking right,
Oh my
boys.
God.
I am a Sonic main until you fucking die. Get faster, boys.
Oh man, hey Kirby, come.
I don't enjoy playing the new Smash though, so I'm not like practiced at it.
Yeah, I don't play it like crazy or anything, but yeah.
I want to buy a Switch for my girlfriend, so like we can play it. Like they're on sale right now. I think they're like $250, $260 right now. But I'm kind of waiting.
Yeah, it's a good cover. I'll remember that. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the fucking PS5, bro. It's still out of stock.
Dude, like I don't even feel a reason to get a PS5, dude. Like there's honestly no game until like 2 years or a year from now.
I mean, Battlefield 2024 and the new God of War. That's what I'm
Yeah, but that Battlefield launch is gonna be fucking terrible. Every Battlefield launch is bad.
The new God of War is getting released on the PS4, so there's no reason to get a buy.
What
Oh,
about
we're
Bug
gonna-
Snacks? What about Bug Snacks? Maybe I'll scale Bug Snacks for my next video.
We're gonna get some
outer bug
just gonna-
snacks. Yeah.
I guess the outer.
Outer
Bug
bug
Snacks
snacks.
versus Pokemon. Let's go.
Outermon.
You got a bunch of dislikes.
Wait, does anybody remember Chaotic?
Yeah.
I know.
The Saturday morning cartoon Chaotic.
I remember the TV show, but I'd never played the game.
Dude, I couldn't understand the game. Like, I bought a pack and I was like, I don't know what to do. I just put it with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, it was some pretty wacky shit, dude.
Chaotix was weird. I don't even remember it that well. I remember there was like a lion guy. That's it.
Good times.
Good time.
So y'all trying to go eat?
Rip. Well, boys, that's pretty much everything. I think we got listed out. Yo, we got Don rolling around here still.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey,
Yo.
bet, bro.
We can
I tell you
discuss
what.
the topic.
Yeah, we'll let you pop off on your final topic, man. What you got for us tonight?
Well, I'm working on my second video. It's gonna be a pretty cool what if scenario. It's gonna be what if Hank Pym Ultron gained a Black Lantern ring, and me and Lumos was discussing it last night, and we really think that this character could be a OP character. Like, Black Lanterns have done some real ridiculous stuff since they scaled a Necron, and Pymtron has done very high tier feats as well, and like, just those two abilities combined, I mean, it would just be a very, very serious problem for Marvel or DC, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say he one-shots the verse, but he definitely runs through a substantial portion of it.
I feel like that's a really weird combo. Like, are they relevant to each other in any way?
Yeah, I was ready to say, I believe it was Uncanny Avengers 9 through 12, Volume 3, and Tony Stark Iron Man, I can't remember the issue. It states that Hank Pym dies when he fuses with Ultron. So, technically, Ultron can wield a Black Lantern ring since Hank Pym is technically fused with him and he is dead.
He's wearing like his dead flesh around to essentially hide that he is what he is.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty twisted, and he's just like a spreader of death more so than anything.
Jeez.
Hey,
I assume this would be super complicated.
It's rough.
Yeah, he.
Ultron just doesn't like organic stuff, so I guess that's relevant. I guess.
Yeah, and like the light.
Ultron, like, I'll go ahead, Lumos.
So I agree with that idea. He doesn't like life in general, and ironically enough, the way life is described in DC is light is life. Ironically enough, so I mean he just looks at everyone as an enemy. Like they're like, I think that their ideologies kind of align to a certain extent.
Yeah, I was ready to say Ultron like only wants the destruction of like
At least after Pym is dead.
You know, so, and he also has like the emotional hatred from Hank Pym as well against the Avengers. I mean, it would be a very, very unique combo, but I mean, I could imagine Ultron infecting heroes or villains with the Ultron virus, turn them into Ultrons, and then using the Black Lantern ring to resurrect the dead heroes that turned into Ultrons to get a 2-for-1 combo.
Yeah, he could be quite a nightmare.
I feel like his endgame isn't the same as like a Black Lantern's endgame though. Like, he's trying to build like a machine utopia, and I feel like Black Lanterns just don't care about that, like, entirely.
Like, Black Lanterns just want to go back to sleep, and if they have to use somebody like Ultron to achieve those means, I don't think they'd have, like... I don't think that they would be... Necron would be opposed to that by any means. If you want to do all the work for me, then sweet, bro. I'll empower you.
It's true.
I think he would just be looking out for. Ultron just wants a power source. I think that'd be the thing, is he just wants an external power source that could make him much more frustrating and much more unkillable. At least in from what he was.
And that's not even including like using Pym particles that go to like the quantum realm to, you know, affect other timelines and to bring those timelines into whatever battle he's in. I mean, it can get really, really stupid, super, super quick. And the speed that it would happen in, only really DC would be able to handle something like that. Like, I believe me and Lumos agreed upon, like, Marvel would just have no, like, extremely quick response to handle something like that.
Well, what we mean by that is not like in terms of physical speed, characters cannot, but in terms of not having like a solid reactionary force. Like anytime there's some sort of universal threat or anything along those lines, like the Green Lantern Corps is like the first ones to typically be aware, or at least launch some sort of like counter response, or like the Justice League are the ones who originally come across it, kind of like the Terra and the Source Wall. The Justice League were the guys who were there and kind of caused it, but the GLC are there to maintain it afterwards. There's always like they always provide some sort of like universal like backup. And
I have a rebuttal to that.
What's that?
I believe Doom would pull some sneaky shit just to make sure that doesn't, like, that Ultron doesn't get his way. Because that if Ultron gets his way, that means he doesn't have a country. So I feel like Doom would just prep and just pull some sneaky shit.
But he needs prep, though.
Now,
right?
you also got to remember that Black Lantern rings are invulnerable to magic. So...
And he's literally boloed, like, Beyonders and Galactus with just 10 before.
So did...
in Secret Wars, he like reprogrammed Ultron after he got fucking shot by Galactus.
No one's here to say that like Doom would just like auto lose by any means, but like it's pretty fair to say that Ultron's like a threat that's capable of at least being like on Doom's level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doom's like not an active threat. He's just like.
I just mean in terms of like them running across each other, like just coming up across.
If he feels like he's threatened by like this character, then I don't think he's gonna let that slide. I think he'll make allies if he needs to.
Yep. Well, that also comes into like the play of like I was saying, like how quickly Ultron would be able to build an army, and by the time Doom would realize that it's a fucking problem and, you know, oh shit, I need to do something. I mean, Ultron could have an army of like 300 trillion Ultrons. You know what I mean? Like, just something outrageous, and resurrecting all the dead heroes and villains that he's killed along the way. So, I mean, that...
It's just like, Black Lanterns is especially if they're like, if he's like the height of power, like comparable to like Black Hand. If you give him like that level of like, of a Herald of Death, then like like how dangerous that gets and how fast they spread is like really problematic, like regardless of people who are even aware of what's happening. Like the most powerful magic users in all of like DC all met up terrified because they were like, yo shit dude, like some wacky shit's about to pop off and we're afraid that like it's gonna be over. And Black Hand just rolls up on like the most powerful magical figures in all of like DC and just says like, sorry dude, magic doesn't work on my lord's power, and just like beats them all up and one shots the Spectre and converts him into a Black Lantern. Like if Ultron has like that level of immunity to like pretty much whatever, then just in terms of like general hacks, that's even more problematic in my opinion.
Okay, wait, listen. So you said like they're a threat to almost like all these sources, but okay, so what about the truck, the Q continuum? Like these are a race of at least like probably like millions of these. Remember, it's not just Q; it's like a whole entire civilization. So in each Q can just affect the entire Omniverse, just through their emotions. If they get like angry or sad or mad or whatever. But do you think they could clash? If the Ultron did like a full-scale invasion?
So to give you an idea, we know that Q exists somewhere in or above like the Omniverse, right?
Yeah.
If we were to scale that idea in DC, that's like quote unquote the 6th dimension within DC. Necron is a being who scales above characters who sit in that range. So like if he's empowered by Necron and can just like casually walk through characters in that range, it's safe to say his defenses would be like around that degree. He'd be like in the same quote unquote like omniversal ranges, right?
I don't know about that, man.
You know, I do have a final question before I have to hop off because it's getting pretty like late on my end. But what was it? It's because we're speaking about like Hank Pym and stuff like that, and it ties back to like the Marvel What If thing. So I was wondering to myself, like, you guys just seen the Splash, like, you know, the Splash video scaling with like, you know, Ant-Man stuff, like how he became so big he can interact with like, forgot what were those beings again? Like they're Outerversal or something?
With what is? I'm sorry.
Like, okay, so like Hank Pym, right? Like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Remember like when Splash like scaled him, right? And I think basically what was it, Hank could grow like so big that he could like interact with like Outerversal beings or something? Right, that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was thinking that would be a pretty cool like idea if that actually happened, right? Instead, like what was it? Every like character was dying by some random force. Let's say it was like, I don't know, Outerversal fate or something, and they needed like, you know, Hank Pym like to like figure something out, and so he just grows like super big and tries to, I don't know, figure stuff out or something. That'd be pretty cool. He just like interacts with the Outerversal like beings or something, and they're like, well, it's like he just figures out like the answers to like, well, everything essentially. He's like, yo, this is crazy, or something like that.
The thing.
Anybody could do
Has
it.
been beaten by a parrot.
What?
His growth has been beaten by a parrot.
Oh, okay. I mean, fair. I
Wait,
was
are
just
we
like,
talking?
I think it's a cool concept. Like, if that happened in the Marvel What If, like, if he grew so big that he figured out the answer of why everything was happening in his like universe, right? Like, why people are dying like randomly that made literally no sense at all, and because of these Outerversal beings, like, making them fated to die or some shit. And he discovers the truth, like the multiverse and everything. He's like, yo.
Are you talking about the MCU?
Yeah, the MCU. That's what I'm talking about.
So you're talking about with Scott Lang?
Yes. Like the Marvel, like, what if, instead of like, you know how Scott Lang, you know, he grows super small, right? What if, in this what if, right, it's just still the same what if as the third episode where everyone's dying, but they go to Hank Pym to get answers, and he tries to figure something out, and so instead of going infinitely like small or whatever, he goes infinitely big, and he meets these Outerversal like beings that are making all this shit happen, right, and controlling how everything goes, making everything fade to happen. And he discovers like literally just the truth of everything.
If he's in like,
Story.
if he's,
well, yeah, but like on a higher scale though, like it's just like whoa.
I feel like if he's, go on.
That'd be kind of weird since they just did that story.
I feel like he would just kill everybody on Earth, like with him constantly growing, like it's gonna run out of space, and then just like crushes it. I mean, from the MCU, when he grew like really large, he started like getting out of breath because he couldn't breathe. So if he managed to get out in space, I don't know if that suit's space proof, even though it did go through the quantum realm, but it was made for that. I don't know if it's space worthy, like you can't take the Millennium Falcon and put it underwater like a submarine, you know?
Well, keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, I'm kind of like also referring to like the comics, right? Which is why, like I said, the Splash killing, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how they do that shit in that comics, right? Like, I mean, the question you asked, like, if he just grew infinitely, like, just it took up all the space. I don't know how they solved that problem in the comic, or he just did it. Like, I don't know, but either way, I think that'd be pretty cool or something.
I mean, yeah, it'd be a pretty cool concept within the MCU, but it's just like there is a lot of barriers. There's a lot of things that are tied down to it within the MCU because Scott Lang has done that. He's grown that high and all that. But I mean, you have places like Nowhere in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, which is ahead of a Celestial, that entire like civilization, like a bunch of people live in there, So maybe you take Scott Lang, you throw him out there. Maybe he grows as big as a Celestial, or he'll die. You know, there's a bunch of what ifs, hypotheticals, and everything. I think it'd be cool to see how big he can grow in space, but I think he just die.
Yeah, goddamn, we should be writing the fucking what ifs.
True, true. Sign me up for that. Pay me, Disney. I will write you the best shit in the
Yeah.
world.
A lot of fun.
Well, boys,
I wish.
I tell you what, it's been a fun chat. We'll just go top to bottom on everyone who's left. I'll give everyone a shout out, and of course you can plug whatever you want and say whatever you want for your final thoughts. We'll start with you, Boost.
Dude, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a good time. I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's okay, bro. It's just whatever you want, nothing crazy.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh yeah.
That's all, folks.
How about you, Jobber?
It's been really nice. Just being in this villains chat. Maybe a little bit hectic on like my end with like and shit like that. Real life memes, but of course, go like sub to the channel, Lewis's channel, my channel. Join both Discords, man.
True.
And watch some quality content.
Oh yeah.
Also subscribe to subscribe to Tuck's channel. We need to get his subscribers up, okay? Like I know he doesn't have any
True.
videos, but he needs to be like the most subscribed channel on YouTube, man.
True.
No videos.
My videos exist, but they're just unlisted in a playlist now.
Speaking of lawyer Tuck, man, you got anything to say?
They can't be accessed by the public. It's just convoluted.
Anything else to add, Tuck?
No, sir.
Bet. How about you, Q?
Forgiven! My brothers and sisters of the continuum have taken me back. I'm immortal again! Omnipotent again! Swell. Don't fret, Riker. My
I'm going
good
to
fortune
assume. I'm gonna
Okay.
assume that was Q.
Thanks for watching, boys.
How about you, Spicy?
I don't know, man.
Are you immortal again and omnipotent again?
Probably.
And how about yourself, Don? Last but not least.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me back on, Lumos, for another Villain High Council. Definitely go like and subscribe to the channel. I was about to say, and all the coffee shop members' content. Definitely like and subscribe. And like I said, appreciate you bringing me on, and can't wait for the next one.
I'll follow up with Don, man. Check out the coffee shop content creators down low. It's a lot of really classy shit, man. All the guys who are on it make some pretty high quality content. So definitely sit back and enjoy some really sick content on there. That being said, of course, as always, I'm Lumos Theramax. It's been a blast recording. Hopefully I have this up, and I'll follow up with my next video being on the next 2 Infinite Frontier chapters. That being said, guys, it's been fun on the Villain High Council. Later, Lanterns.
Bye.
Later.
That's all, folks.
Later, losers.
See y'all later. Y'all take care.
See you, man.
Thank you for having me on, Lumos. Sorry.